I've seen good and bad. I've seen guys who, man, you think you're watching the actual band on stage, and I've seen others, yeah, you guys got to do some work. You're trying, but you're not convincing me, right? So how hard is it to be a tribute band and keep that, because people want it to be as authentic as possible, I think, right?
Well, you know what, Bruce, you just basically said it. I mean, you know, the audience, they know everything about these bands that they, you know, that they enjoy,
right?
Even down to the instruments, to, you know, everything. So if you want to be in a tribute band, you really got to know your stuff and do your homework, because there are people out there that they will criticize you and say, no, that isn't, you know, anything like, you know, what you're trying to do. But yes, there are bands out there that craft is so well done that, you know, you're just like, wow, you know?
Yeah. Is there a secret to the look? Because you don't look like Paul McCartney, but you play Paul McCartney. And I saw a show, it was in Quebec, but the guy was playing Elvis. And on stage, and it was the same type of show. He went through all the different years of Elvis. And I forget his name now, but he looked like Elvis on stage, but he was a redhead. If you saw him walking down the street, there's no way you would have said this guy could do Elvis. But on stage, he looked authentic. And is there a trick? Not a trick, but is there a way of kind of fooling the audience? Is it maybe through the music and stuff to where they lose that, you know, you got to look kind of close enough, but then their minds kind of take it the rest of the way? Is there something like that tribute bands have to kind of get to?
Well, you know, Bruce, there are these bands that tour the world, and they seek people that look exactly like these artists. Okay,
right.
Now that's, you know, that's one level of tribute bands. Okay, so you can see that I'm not, you know, going to ever look like Paul McCartney because you know, I'm Chinese.
But you're a good-looking guy. Don't worry about it. But I'm just saying, on stage, you know, Paul McCartney's
getting to it is how we do it is. We actually watch concert footage of the Beatles,
right?
And then we make our parts and the banter that they say on stage. Okay, so when we play some, you know, performances where, you know, we're not seen before the show starts,
right?
So when we walk out, sometimes people, their jaws just drop, you know, because they're expecting, you know, 4 Caucasian guys to come out, right? Yeah. But as soon as we start playing, it really doesn't matter, right?
Right.
And, you know, my opinion is I'm glad I don't look like Paul anyways, because we're trying to simulate a band, not be that band, right?
Right.
So you can see that I didn't come this morning with a wig and all that stuff. I'm just Nathan, you know?
Yeah, no, you know, and because these are the kind of questions I've always wondered about a band, and I'm glad that you kind of brought that up, that you're trying to simulate the band, because I've always wondered, how far can you go with the band? Like, you know, I've always thought, you know, and like I said, I've seen some amazing tribute bands. They're obviously talented musicians by the way they play. They know how to play. But are you always kind of at a ceiling? You're never going to be the Beatles, no matter how good you are, or how cool you are. You're never going to actually be that band. I don't know whether that matters or not, but I'm thinking from an audience perspective, I'm going, wow, they're putting in a lot of work. They're probably making really good money, but as far as like growing your own career or your own notoriety, you know, where can you go? Are you ever planning on having a personal career outside of the Beatles?